everybody, it's Tony and Reggie coming back at you for the Heroes Unheard podcast. Reggie,
Yes.
what do you think about our theme music?
I'm shocked. I like it.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah, I mean, it gets us ready for
That's the
pizza.
vibe.
She
It's the
says,
vibe. I like
oh
it.
no, we're about to do some stuff today.
What's popping today? Let me know.
Well, I don't know. We're just improvising today. We had a guest that unfortunately fell ill, wasn't able to join us, so we're
She's
improvising. Unfortunately, we wanted to make sure we continue to bring on some guests, but.
Yes.
So I think we just use today as an opportunity to check in on some of the things we've had going on, some of the great things that are occurring, some things that are going on right now, some things to look forward to the future, including some of the guests we're trying to line up and solidify some dates in the future. So I think we just use the opportunity today to check in with the folks.
All right.
But first and foremost, I am a man of taking feedback, brother.
What you got?
I'm a man of taking feedback.
What you got?
This goes all the way back to the kind eyes, but I felt a certain kind of way
I don't understand what the problem is.
last podcast when you called me
said-
out on my attire. I think we have a good thing going with the color scheme that we have, popping the colors, but I felt kind of taken aback by it. So,
Oh, you're vibrant today.
wore a little extra bright color for you today, Reginald.
I appreciate that.
Bringing
You're
some
vibrant today.
color to the podcast.
All right.
I'm trying to brighten my life with a little bit of color. I'm trying to get out of my gray and my neutral palette that you call me out on.
If it works for you, it works for you.
No, I wore this
It's
for you.
great.
What do you think? Is this color okay for you?
Yes, it is. It brings it out.
All right.
I can live with that.
Okay. I'm gonna try.
No Diddy, but yeah, we can do it.
All right, I'm gonna try.
All right.
I'm gonna try. All right. So let's just update with some things going on out there, or at least some of the
Yes.
things that we've had going on so far. We had a fantastic event
Yes, it was at Sticks.
last weekend,
Yes.
weekend before, one of those weekends.
Yes,
losing track of
last
time.
Sunday. Yes.
But at Sticks,
Yes.
out in Pottstown.
Pottstown.
Boy, I'm gonna tell you, Craig and J Crew brought the freaking energy.
Yes.
They brought the crowd. Josh, as always, put on a great show. I mean, tell me your thoughts. I mean, this was incredible.
Honestly, I was shocked. We said we're going to Pottstown, and I was kind of thrown back. So I can't judge a book by its cover. The crowd was there, the energy was there for it, and the support from the other organizations was just wonderful as well. That's what I enjoyed.
Yeah, the local crowd that came there, that
They were genuine love.
Spirits told us some stories about themselves. I mean, just the decor. I mean, just the environment was incredible.
And the
But,
fact that the veterans and the actual mixture of veterans and first responders that were there, like I said, they were able to sit there and tell the stories and be like,
there
hey.
he is. All right, the producer hooked us up. Look at this place, man.
Yes.
It was packed. Look at all the decor. I mean, this was just a cool place to be. Standing room only. Just a phenomenal group of folks that came out all walks of life. We had a blast just listening to some people's stories, sharing some information about some folks that are already out there. I'll tell you a little bit about them. This is a picture here of the first responders and the vets that participated in the event, along with Josh there in his fedora for PAC. Out on the one side there, we have Craig, one of the co-owners of Sticks. As well as J. Cruz, probably in there somewhere. But yeah, just a fantastic time. We got to meet another cool organization, the Sheepdog Cigar Club, man.
Yes.
They were pretty cool.
Yes.
They have a really cool vision. They have a really cool organization, cigar club.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of money that they've told us that they've donated to first responders in their area and what they're doing out there, fantastic. They donated a ton of things that were items for the live auction.
And that's what I really like about that, because we got there and there were other people that had the same mindset, on the same agenda that we are on, and was able to have that collaboration and communication and say, okay, this right here is going to be awesome. We can work together and get this done.
Yeah, it's not a competition.
It's
We're
not.
all trying to support folks. We're all
Right.
trying to support our first responders. We're all trying to support our vets.
Yes.
And it's really great to see these other organizations that have their own thing going, that they're doing things where they're raising money and they're making donations, coming out and supporting a good
Right.
cause. They had some pretty cool items that they donated. I had a chance to grab a couple of them, and I think they were fantastic. They kept adding as the day went on.
Yes.
We had people step up in the middle of nowhere. We had some predetermined items that Josh was going to do for the
Yes.
live auction. And then in addition to that, we had some folks that showed up who were vets themselves. who dropped a 3-day, 2-night excursion vacation package out of nowhere.
To anywhere in the world.
We had a chef that donated coming over. You buy the ingredients. He cooks the whole meal for you, cleans up, does the dishes.
Does the dishes.
I mean, he
Yes.
just threw that in there at the last minute. I mean, I think it was just fantastic.
Can you imagine having a culinary chef come to your house and say, okay, guess what? I'm going to sit there and make the meal for you. And I think he offered it up to 6 to 8 individuals to come together and have a professional meal cooked and not worry about the dishes.
You don't have to worry about the dishes.
Wow.
That was
Yes.
pretty cool, right? All that. We had Pops McCann Distillery.
Yes.
Jason, yeah. And his fantastic story with his bottle that he dedicated to a high school friend. And he
Yes.
was telling you a little
Maybe
bit
so.
more about
Yes.
who passed away in combat, and he dedicated a bottle. So it was just the whole crew out there, and we were able to collectively, just in a few hours of that kind of fun, raising over $2,200.
Wow.
Yes.
And I thought that was absolutely heartwarming. I still don't have words to really explain how incredible of an event that was. What PAC is doing, and just the local community, when they hear about what's happening and they hear about what the money is saying, we want an event here at our place because we want to get involved in this. Has just been incredible.
Right.
So that was really awesome. PAC, just keeping along with PAC, they got another event coming up next weekend. 2 weekends from now, right? The 19th in Shermansdale, I believe. I could be wrong, but that's a member appreciation anniversary event.
Yeah, we can check that.
Yeah.
And also, even again, Sticks is also on the 19th, so we'll probably have a conflict. Might have to do 1-on-1.
Sure.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, so just keep following these great people. Keep following us on our Facebook pages to see where these events are at and the supporters that are stepping up to bring, just bring more awareness. And just bring us, again, we talked about this 2 weeks ago, sometimes getting away from some of the hard conversations and just enjoying, being in the room with some folks who all appreciate each other, and just getting back to some of the laughs and some of the good times. And that, again, the Sticks event was just a phenomenal
It really
event.
was.
I can't express all the events that PAC and all the events that the supporters have put on. I think have been really great, but there was just, Sticks was just off the hip. It was just off the hook, man. It was just an incredible time. So again, big shout out to Craig and J. Crew, Coco, the bartender at the time, and everybody that stepped up and made that a fantastic event. Looking forward to future ones. So again, follow us on our Facebook page at Heroes Unheard Podcast, as well as Heroes Unheard Foundation. Follow PAC if you're interested in what they're doing. Make sure that you like and follow the Sticks Lounge. They got a Facebook page out there.
Yes.
Where they're posting a whole lot of great events. And if you're ever in the Pottstown area, I mean, their lounge is just, it's a really, really nice lounge to boot. So
For those who can't and are local here, keep in mind the weather's getting better. So we have Harrisburg Beer and Cigar. They're going to be sitting there hosting a couple of events for us coming up in the coming months here.
yeah, absolutely.
We have Aces Barbecue.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're going to be out there as well.
Yep, and then we can't never forget about Billy out at the 611
611
Collective and
yes,
all that.
he's going to
there's
have
just,
stuff going on for us.
again, it's a great community. It's a great set of some folks, and I think it's just really, there's no words. So I just want to make sure we give a huge shout out for everyone that had a chance to see the pictures on Facebook for that event. It was really cool, and I'm sure there was more to come, more collaborations across folks. I'm sure that some of these things aren't one and done events. We're building relationships. We're finding new ways. Keep exchanging phone numbers. More to come as we keep scaling. But just in the first quarter so far, between the outside donations, the events we had, what PAC's doing, I mean, just the first 3 months of this thing has just been nothing short of amazing, and I feel the love. So that's just another one to make sure that we highlight. I thought that was fantastic.
What do we have coming up?
Well, right now we're in the midst of something pretty big, right?
Yes.
We still have our Easter basket drive. So we are still looking for anyone that would like to support in any way. We've had some support coming in. It's been fantastic so far. But we're still looking for more support if you're able to. That information is on our Facebook page to donate if you would like to donate in any way to support the Easter baskets themselves for the kiddos. We got a Easter basket putting together but just kind of get together this coming week to get those baskets made and arrangements to get those out to our first responders. Those baskets will be going to, we're kind of committed to about 50 which I think is really, really incredible.
Yes.
But that comes with a little bit of a price tag. So those dollars that have already been raised in our events so far, already making it into our local community of first responders.
Yes.
So all of our donors and support and all the folks that have come together so far in these first 3 months, your hard work and your dollars are already making a tremendous impact to the families. And again, we have a variety of different folks, but a bulk of those are going out to our York Regional Police Department and those officers that were a critical role in the York Memorial Hospital incident. One of their officers was injured, so looking forward to going to spending an hour or so with them in the coming weeks, where the families are going to come in and be able to pick up those baskets while we're there. So we'll get to meet some of the families, some of the officers, some of the kiddos, and just have a good night with them. So
they need to know they're appreciated out
they
there.
do.
That's the whole thing. Again,
They do.
I say it all the time. We'll call them when we need them, but when we don't need them, we ignore them and we're sitting there bad-mouthing them and saying, oh, look at them, till the time of need comes. So when they have that time, that downtime, we need to show some appreciation to them. Let them know they are still a part of that community and that the community appreciates them.
Yeah, we have that. Like I said, we have a really great around when those incidences are happening or when it's in the news, but it's the weeks and months following that
Yes.
things kind of maybe get lost a little in the shuffle, and we just want to make sure that family and everything that they've been kind of going through and transitioning through and kind of processing since that incident, we want to make sure those kiddos and those families have a good time. So if you have the opportunity, again on our Facebook, I posted again yesterday. We'll keep posting the link even up through and after. Up to Easter, right? Even donations after we get those baskets will still help recover some of that cost. And so if you're able to, in any stretch of the imagination, please help us out. But we also had a member of our community, and I know we have a lot of talk about cigars, and we're not a cigar organization ourselves, but hey, again, it just seems to be bringing a lot of folks together, and it just seems to be right now where all those folks are showing up. And so we have Breakfast. I love his nickname.
Yeah, second breakfast.
Rob Breakfast came out. He was at Sticks. He's been a tremendous supporter himself as a vet and working in the field now. He donated an adult basket. So this is a really cool thing here. Is an opportunity to again look at all those great smokes, and you got a little bit of candy in there as well. And so we also have another link on our Facebook page that you can get a hold of some raffle tickets for this, and all that money raised through the raffle for this will also be go directly into helping raise some funds for the kiddos baskets.
Yes.
So whether you'd like to donate outright to the baskets itself, or whether you would like to put in for a little treat for yourself while also supporting the kiddos that we're getting these baskets together for. Here's another great opportunity. So again, we want to say thank you and appreciate Breakfast for stepping up and saying, hey, we didn't ask him. He just came to us and pulled us aside and said, hey, I want to do this for you guys. And I think that looks fantastic. So again, follow us on Facebook. There's a link to buy some of those raffle tickets. We'll go live. I think I forget what day I put out there. But we'll have a day that we'll go live on our Facebook feed to pull the winner of that, and we'll make an arrangement for anybody. So again, good treat for you, but all the money that we raise for that raffle will go directly into all the stuff we're putting into these baskets for the kiddos.
Yes.
So I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know about you, but I will be getting a few tickets myself. But
Those cigars look nice. I'm not gonna sit there. And
there was a couple in there that looked pretty good.
Just saying.
Pretty good. I can't even, if I had to guess, it's a few $100s worth of cigars for sure for a $10 raffle ticket. So $10, look at that, $10. I see an Olivia in there, Escobar, fantastic smoke there. I think I see a blackened in the back there. Oh boy, that's going to look tasty. I mean, I can't even see what else is in there. It looks like, is that a Shamrock? Yep, that's a filthy Shamrock. So anyway, you can see a picture of this on our Facebook if you want to check it out. If you have any questions, let us know. But there's a link on our Facebook to get some raffle tickets. And again, all those proceeds go to what we're trying to do for our kiddos.
Yes, and it works out.
What else am I missing, Reggie, as far as some things that we got going on?
Well, we're doing some representation down in Stoughton this coming weekend at their Easter egg, in collaboration with the police department down there. We're giving 6 Easter baskets down there as well for their junior competitions they're going to have, hopping around, what have you. That's up to them how they do it.
Sure.
But guess what? That's what they need to do for the community. That way they know. Again, plant that seed, harvest it, live on it. I'm a firm believer in that. Because times are getting hard right now. And a lot of kids and stuff will be left out and feel shortchanged in the coming future. I want them to know. They're not that. A village is still out there looking for them, and we are a part of that village. That's the bottom line for it. We are definitely a part of that village for them. Because it's heart-wrenching to sit there and see kids just feeling left out because somebody else got something nobody else did. Give them a chance. And then, again, everybody don't get a trophy. They will have to work for those Easter baskets.
That'll be a good time for sure. Yeah, I mean, I just love it. Investing in our youth, the partnerships that we have, and those different organizations and partnerships with the local PDs and fire companies and all that great things. I think it is a phenomenal thing. So again, any way that you guys can continue to support, again, there's multiple opportunities. If you know someone that could enjoy that Easter basket, adult Easter basket, definitely head over to that link. Get yourself some raffle tickets. Your money still goes to the same
Husbands, uncles, boyfriends.
Yeah, 100%. Your money still goes to the drive to get these kids some Easter baskets for the Easter time, or if it doesn't interest you in that way, there's a direct way to another link to directly donate straight to the basket. So multiple opportunities depending on what you're interested in, and we'll be out and about. We'll make sure that we get some photos with the kiddos, the families, and all those as we do this, so you can follow along with that journey over the next couple of weeks, and then we'll get that behind us, and that's going to be super great. Some other things I think we've got going on, and a couple things here. Through my clinic, through RTG Reigle Therapeutics Group, I was really thinking about this the other day, and I really want to put together in the end of the year, towards maybe end of summer, fall, a health and resource fair for first responders. Mm-hmm. So more to come on some details about that, but I'm going to be organizing a get-together where we pull together organizations that are out there supporting first responders in any stretch of the imagination, whether it's mental health, physical health, programs, service dogs, you name it. We're going to try to get a whole vendor fair together, bring some apparatus. We'll invite some folks and have an area for apparatus so that first responders and their kiddos can come enjoy a day of that. Maybe some speakers. We just want to make sure that we give back. So I'm definitely going to be doing that through the clinic. We'll be looking for some sponsors when we get that. I'm sure we can do something through the foundation and other organizations that would like to participate. But I really want to make sure that that'll be a fun day to give back to our first responder community here in the local area. So more details on planning that. We're still trying to figure out those details around the Ace Barbecue meet and greet, so we can get some folks together again, and just an opportunity to come out and share stories, share support, and just kind of have a day that they can let some of those worries and stressors put that on the side and just have a good, fantastic day. So more to come on details about that.
What I really want right now is a lot of veterans, first responders, just actually start reaching out, contacting us, and with their questions. We can't field your questions if we don't know what they are. I was turned on within the last 48 hours. There was an individual that called, and he suffers from TBI and PTSD. Also, he needed some financial help, trying to get himself together because he's trying to hold it together, but didn't know how. Didn't know what was some of the things that were out there that were, I'll say benefits, not entitlements, but benefits that are out there. Such things as, I had to inform him, if you are suffering from TBI, there's a program out there within the state of Pennsylvania that offers you monthly financial assistance for a duration of your life. Because when you're suffering from things like TBI, it doesn't get better. It gets worse as you get older. And a lot of things that you wanted to do, you can't do. A lot of things you want to do for your family that you can't do. And when you're sitting out there and they say, okay, well, how am I going to make ends meet? How am I going to do this? You've sacrificed a lot for this country and the citizens in this country and your family. There are projects and programs that are out there to help you when you have those deficiencies.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We definitely need some folks reaching out so that we can make those
Yes.
contacts. I was at a meeting, like a coffee and connection through the Harrisburg region chamber this week.
How was that?
It's fantastic,
Okay.
and I happened to bump into a fella that we're working on trying to get in here, possibly for a podcast to let us know what they do. But the Capital Region Veterans Coalition is a fantastic group. Had an opportunity to talk with them, got a business card, and they're, again, another organization that can assist from a bed to whatever, right? Again, so this is another organization already in our area that's getting together for veterans in need. And again, we're looking at trying to get veterans outreach in here. We're trying to coordinate dates. Our schedules don't seem to be matching with theirs, but we're going to make it happen. Another organization that's actively providing real-time supports to people, to veterans that are experiencing significant hardships, whether that's homelessness, again, a bed, whatever it may be. So I don't want to do the or the Capital Region Veterans Coalition any disservice by trying to explain their mission.
Right.
But I made that contact. So again, we have these contacts. We're bridging these gaps. We're reinforcing some of those relationships. And we're hoping to bring more and more of those folks on the show so that they can spread that their mission and how they're doing what they're doing. And so at the end of the day, we'll provide some contact information as we go so you can reach out to them or reach out to us and let us do the work, right? At the end of the day, this isn't just about having cigars. It is, but I mean, having cigars in these fun events, this is about you and I getting to work too.
Yes.
And so if there's any need, a first responder or vet that's in need, has any question, isn't sure, even if it's, is there something, is this even a thing?
Yeah.
Reach out to us. We've got contacts, we've got connections. We'll do the work. We'll find the answer. We'll put you in the right direction. If we can't help you, we'll put you in place or in touch with somebody that can. And that's definitely a branch or an arm of what we're trying to accomplish here. So I appreciate you bringing that up.
They need to. Even if the veteran or first responder is not willing to sit there and reach out, the family member can do the same thing, because you have to be that branch, that support for them. At some point, when they figure they don't have a base that they can fall back on, be that base for them. That's what we're here for, to sit there and say, hey, and if I don't have the answer, we're not going to jack you around and say we don't have the answer. We're going to find the answer for you and walk you through those steps. I have no issue taking the time throughout the day. Hey, let's go meet up here. Let's walk through this. We can sit there and walk the dog as slow or as fast as you want to.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah, we'd love to, again, we continue to extend the offer. We'd love that some folks take us up on the offer to come join us on the show and tell us a little bit about it, right? So they need to hear, some folks need to hear what some of those struggles are, right? So that the people that want to help, have an idea of how they're helping or how they could help, right? We just need to point them in the right direction.
That's it.
So those success stories or even some of the barriers that you may be having, we'd love to have you on the show as well. So we continue to extend the offer for folks to tell us about what that is. Or again, if you have a story about yourself and your family and an organization that or various organizations that you've reached out to in the past that have helped, we need to hear that, right? We need to hear those stories. We need to hear more voices and more messages from not only organizations but from the individuals themselves. So we continue to extend that offer. It feels great to have some folks come up to us and share those at these events, and those are totally fantastic. But we'd love to make it a little bit broader and more known. So if you are following us, listen to us, or see us out and about, and you want to come on to the show and continue to share those stories, let's make it happen. Because
keep in mind, when you say come on to the show, you don't physically have to be here.
No, you don't have to. I think you should. This is a really great.
It's a nice studio.
This is
Love
a great
to have
studio. You get water. There's candy, right? You get to see all the great magic happen in person. But we'll make it happen.
Yes, we can do it. We can do it remotely.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yes, it can be done remotely. So do not let, I can't make it to the studio. The roadblocks are out of your way. We've taken the time to ensure those roadblocks are removed for you.
So we even have the ability to, from a scheduling perspective, right? Chris, the producer, has helped us out. If we have to pre-record that, right, at a different time that works on a different schedule, right, and then air it during our, whatever that may be. Right, so for some of these scheduling barriers, it doesn't have to be doing the live show.
No.
We can Anyway, we can make it happen, right?
Definitely,
So,
definitely.
if there's anything that you need, reach out to us for sure. We'll be looking for it. I committed, finally got it in. We're going to be at the Fireman's Expo, which is May 16th and 17th, whatever that Friday and Saturday is. I'm going to have a table there for the clinic, working the logistics of the size of the booth. We might have a table on one side for the clinic, table on the other side for the foundation, but one way or the other, I'm going to work with the producer here to figure out what we need to do to grab some. I'm going to try to go mobile and track some people down at the Fire Expo and see if we can get a couple clips of some folks telling us about their stories individually, because that'll be a ton of first responders, especially around the fire folks, and there'll surely will be some organizations there that I'll try to tag and get a little bit of a quick clip on what they do. So we'll have a bunch of clips or a bunch of short kind of get together interviews that we'll be able to tag together or put out separately through that weekend. So again, if that's another option, if you are listening to us and whether you're a vet, a first responder, and already planning on making it out that weekend down at the farm show, make sure you stop by the booth or to say hi to us or track us down. Once I have more information what the booth number is, we'll make sure that that's published so people know how to get a hold of us or track us down then.
Yeah, that's a vast little city down through there when you walk into that building.
There's a lot of vendors.
You need a map.
There's a lot of vendors, so there will be a map and there will be a booth number. And once we have all that information, we'll make sure it's on there to make sure you stop over to the table throughout the weekend. Again, where I'm just going to be walking around with some kind of something and try to feel like a influencer, like a field reporter, tracking people down for stories. So we'll have a bunch of different information.
He's a journalist now, Chris.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a media tag.
Yes.
A media, right, and see if I can get folks. But we'll get more information on what that looks like, whether it's at the booth or whether we're just gonna be walking around grabbing some of that information. So there'll be another great opportunity if you're there to stop and see us again at the booth, and one way or the other, we'll try to get some stories out that way too.
Yes.
So check in. We'll be going live throughout that weekend. So I think that's pretty great. We already talked about Capital Region Vets Coalition, so we're going to try to get them scheduled for a future event. Still working schedules with the Veterans Outreach. Still working with Mason-Dixon Canine in our joint project to tell a little bit about. I'm pretty sure they're going to be our guests on the next show, which is April 27th. I think they're going to be our guests to talk a little bit more about the project and what they do, but the project we're putting together to try to help first responders and vets accessing care that might need some care for their companion, whether that's a service dog or a personal dog, whatever that may be. We're still working that. Again, another mission that we're going, boots on the ground, trying to make things happen in our area to support all the different needs that people bring up. So look forward to them possibly being our guests on our next show.
Most definitely. Most definitely. So here's my question to you. You ready?
I didn't get this ahead of time. You need to start prepping me so I can.
Yeah, this is a general question. Just a general question.
All right, lay it on me.
All right. So we're going to be out at York.
Yes. Yes, the 14th.
I mean, is this bunny suit thing real or what? I need. That's been kind of. I had a lot of questions about that.
Listen, he's getting
I'm
nervous.
trying to field those questions. I want,
He's getting nervous.
I am a little bit. I'm not going to sit there and say no. I am. Because when you put it out there in the world and you speak it, then, it's either got to come to fruition or not. I just need to know. Were you joking about it, or were you? Really?
No, if we can bump up some of these donations for these baskets, I think it's a must. I think you got to hop your way right in there and deliver these baskets.
I'll get my mind right.
Don't worry, they won't know it's you. I mean, we can't have your face out because the kids will start wondering. But
yeah. I mean, like I think I know that guy.
We'll make sure
he's not a real bunny.
Yeah, we'll make sure.
Okay, we're gonna find out. Okay, all right.
Figure it out. We'll have something special for sure, even if it's just we'll have some kind of Easter get up when we deliver these baskets. It's all for the kids, my man. It's all for the kids.
Yeah, do it for the kids.
It's all for the kids. But we'll figure all that out. Making sure we don't have anybody texting in. Yeah, so I mean that's what we got going on right now. I mean we've got plenty In the short term, obviously, like I said, the Easter Basket Drive's right now. We got
Yes.
some stuff in the midterm, right? We're hopeful to have some events in the summertime with ACEs and more to come with this First Responder Health and Resource Fair. And then, we've got some percolating ideas for fall and the winter, maybe a gala or a get-together or some kind of formal thing like that. Not formal, but informal kind of thing like that. So these are all opportunities to come together, but like you said, Reggie, we need to know where we can help, and so
Yes.
if there's an organization that needs help getting their message out, by all means, reach out to us so we can put some information out on our Facebook pages to bring some awareness to those organizations. Or obviously, we open and invite the podcast as an opportunity for you to come talk about what you're doing if you want or need to get your message out to more first responders or more vets. And if you're a vet or a first responder that has a need and you're not sure how or when or where to get the help for that, we'd love to be the medium for that as well. So we got more work to do, brother.
So speaking of help, I had a question that was brought to me.
Yeah.
Can you expound on your clinic a little bit?
A little bit more what we do at the clinic. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because that was some of the questions. They were like, hey, we see you have the doctor up there, and it's hard to find behavioral health quick, fast, in a hurry right now. There's a waiting list that's out there, and at least that's what people are being told.
Yeah.
There's a waiting list that's out there. So where are you located? How do they get in contact with you all?
Yeah, thanks for asking. So we're located here in the Harrisburg area. We're on Progress Avenue.
Okay.
Right where the school buses park, if you know where that is, off of, what was that, Schoolhouse Lane?
Okay.
One of my biggest things as a first responder vet myself, and having to go through some of my own trauma therapy that I write about a little bit in my book that we've had on the show before and I've talked about. It's really where I found myself at home, becoming a trauma therapist, and it's been about 8 years, and it's been phenomenal in being able to meet and work with the folks that I've worked with so far. And so, we definitely have a crew of therapists that are fantastic. Right. We have Alexandra, who's a certified sex therapist. She does with couples. She also has a first responder background herself, and so she is a phenomenal asset. Her and I are both psychedelic assisted integration therapists, and so we both have been really involved in the research and the growing field around how this movement towards psychedelic medicine and healing, and a lot of the studies that are happening right now, and we plan on maybe having an episode in the near future dedicated to this whole conversation.
Okay.
Bring on some guests, possibly bring in a client of mine that was a combat medic, and I worked with her through that, and she's done remarkable things as a result of her journeying with psychedelic medicine. But the long and short of it is we're seeing a ton of it supporting veterans. The VA has dedicated $1.5 million to a 5-year study on MDMA and how that can help with PTSD. DOD has earmarked $5 million through the University of Texas to do a 5-year study with veterans that have PTSD coupled with prolonged exposure therapy, which we do at my clinic. I'm a certified prolonged exposure therapist, and so we be doing that at the clinic quite a bit, helping folks through incidences, whether that's on the job as a first responder, or whether that's something that's occurred as their service, their military service, or even their personal. It's not just earmarked for vets and first responders, but certainly we have a bunch of folks that specialize in understanding that. I can't tell you how many. I just had an intake with one that went through an EAP through their work and just was not understood.
Now, when you say EAP,
their employee assistance program through the organization.
All right.
Had some incidences as a paramedic and went to their EAP therapist, and just the look on their EAP therapist when they started sharing some of their difficult calls said, I am not understood, right?
Right.
And we get that all the time. So there are some folks out there. We're not the only ones, but we do have immediate openings. So come on and see me. I do a lot of work with the state police. I have a lot of troopers that come to me, and it's just ongoing therapy. Local first responders and vets, and so we understand. So that's a great thing that we do. We just added EMDR, which is another fantastic approach to helping with trauma and coupled with ketamine and psychedelic therapy, but can do it separately. I have Vicky, who's fantastic. She worked in family. I'm going to get it wrong, but she worked on some active duty bases in her past with helping families, work through the impacts of deployment, right? Transitioning out of the military.
They call them the fact on base there.
Whatever she did,
Yes.
she does a great thing, right?
Yes,
So she
yes.
has a lot of great experience with that. She lives in Florida, but she does telehealth for me up here. We're looking to try to open a satellite office down in Florida maybe this year or next, but for right now, she's doing a lot of telehealth for me up here, and she is a phenomenal asset. So she can help with families, females, if that's a thing that feels more comfortable. We offer female therapy. Me as a male, got an intern that's super great. That also is looking to do, he's a vet, and he's looking to do great things. We just recently added a nurse practitioner to do some med management. So again, somebody in-house that understands to assist with med management. And in that, we're getting ready to add the FDA approved, which means it's covered by insurance, version of ketamine, Spravato nasal spray. So we're getting ready to do that. He's in the VA Care Network. I'm in the VA Care Network. So if we contact the VA and they have a wait list, and we get that special authorization through the VA, you're allowed to see a community a therapist or somebody in the community that is within that network. And and the doctor, the nurse practitioner, doctor, are both in that, so we can absolutely see the overflow of folks that are waiting or being told through behavioral health through the VA that those lists are longer than what their need is.
Yes.
So you have the ability. They have to ask for it themselves. We can tell them how to do it, but we can't make that request.
Correct.
Right? The member has to make that request, but once they get that authorization, they can see anybody in the local community.
See, these are the things that people don't know that's out there.
That's within the VA Care Network,
Yes.
and we are completely separate from the VA.
Yes.
Right, so the records are completely separate from everything, but you can use your VA benefits or your VA health benefits to be able to see if for some reason those wait lists or they can't get you, or if the drive is too long. Again, we provide telehealth services, so if you are too far away from a VA clinic to make that call in, these are all assets, or these are all benefits available to them to reach out to us. So that's what we're doing in the clinic. We got a lot of great things. So between prolonged exposure, family therapy, couples therapy, I work with a lot of couples that are navigating the impacts of being a first responder and how that looks on the spouses and how that looks on the kiddos, and kiddos trying to process what they're telling their dads that they or moms that they don't want them to go back to work because they're afraid something might happen to them after an incident. So we can offer that. We have EMDR, we have psychedelics, we have a whole slew of tools that we feel a very intense passion that we have to make available for our folks. And we take all of the standard commercial insurances from this area, and we also offer a sliding scale because when I built the clinic or started the clinic, I really believe that finances should not be a barrier to people getting help. So we'll work with you. We'll find the ways to get you covered, and if we need to, at the end of the day, we'll find a way to get you in and get the treatment that you need.
Right.
So that's what we're doing.
I just want to sit there and open up that door right there, because we sit there, people are out there and they're like, I don't want to be affiliated with the VA, or to have that little, some people like call it church hurt. I call it VA hurt.
Yes.
This is hold on, wait. There are opportunities that are out there, and you have to reach out to organizations such as this, which you have, and you have other organizations, Sheepdog, Cigar Club. Those individuals, we know where those things are at. We have a community, but the military and first responders is a sub-community. It's a subculture, if you will. And you have to talk within that subculture to know what we have available. The normal mainstream is not going to know it. That's the bottom line.
Agreed. So that's what we predicated our foundation on, trying to raise some money. So if we can assist in certain ways to offset some of that cost, or make we do a little bit to get the cost more manageable for you, that's a thing. In my world, working in the psychedelic space, there are a tremendous amount of organizations around the country that and foundations and nonprofits that's their specific cause is to help offset or make psychedelic assisted therapies available to first responders and to veterans, and so they have grant and they have funding opportunities
Right.
that we can connect you with to again do some work to try to get you some funding to access these revolutionary and innovative ways when other treatments have felt ineffective.
Right.
So this is just a new and innovative way to try to help some folks.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a wealth of knowledge, there's a wealth of information and resources and people doing great things. But again, that's our vision, is to try to put voices to these things. And so if any of this is interesting or any of this is necessary, we'd be more than grateful or more than happy, and we would be grateful for you to come trust us at the clinic to get you set up and get you cared for. So if that's something that I could provide or the staff at my clinic can provide, we are more than happy to do that. So again, we have immediate openings for that. If you just want to do a consult, we offer a complimentary consult. So give us a call. We'll talk to you for a few minutes, give you the spiel. You can come meet us. You can see if it works for you or fits for what you're looking for. But we've been doing this for a few years, and we've really helped a lot of first responders get back on the streets, stay on the streets, and continue to really do great things for our community.
Right.
And if we can be a part of that, we'd be honored to be a part of somebody's journey. So that's what we're doing. And again, we'll be at the Fire Expo. So if you want to stop over and meet some of the staff for the clinic, we'll have a booth. We'll be more than happy to business cards, provide more information about what we do, talk a little bit more about psychedelic care. If that's something that someone is interested in and you're going to be at Fire Expo, stop over, ask questions. That's what we're going to be there for. We'll do a couple minute, sit downs and complimentary coaching sessions if you really need to talk for a little bit, within reason, within what's ethical.
Right.
But by all means, we can do a meet and greet there, get you scheduled with something pretty quickly. And so you just got to ask, right? You just got to get over that hump of asking. And so reach out to us, and we'll get you in the right direction.
Okay. Now, if I can't make it to the Fire Expo, what's the name of the clinic again?
What's the word about the plus?
Name of the clinic?
Reigle Therapeutics Group.
Okay then.
And we are on Facebook. We have a website, www.rtgclinic.com. And we are on Facebook, again, Reigle Therapeutics Group has all that information. So you can reach out to us that way. We can put it out if you'd like. Certainly not using the foundation to toot my own horn, but we'll put that information out there.
No, not at
So
all. I'm going to sit there and
asking.
say it right now. No, by no means is that. But when the question is posed to me,
100%.
somebody else out there has that same question. Where do I go to it in addition to?
And again, we have a wealth of people that we're connected with. If we can't help you at the clinic, we know a bunch of great people. There are some things we do not specialize in so if it's substance use, that is, we know some folks specifically geared around first responders and vets that we can connect you with. I work in the CISM volunteer capacity where we go on site in critical incidences and help folks. That is a grief counselor, and she is phenomenal. And so if it's dedicated grief, we'll connect you over there too. So again, even at the clinic, if we can't help you, or if it's something insurance wise or fit, or you're looking for a specific thing, we'll make sure we make that connection too. We're not just going to tell you we can't help you and then hang up on you. So if you have
we
a
do
question,
a soft handoff.
100%. We definitely give them resources. Where I make referrals all the time. Have developed a tight community of clinicians that serve all sorts of different needs, and we just want people to get help. And it doesn't have to be us doing the ones that are helping. So if just reach out with any of your questions. Again, I've always through the clinic be willing to do some legwork and extra research and track information down, outside of what we do in the clinic. And we're only going to further do that here in the foundation. We'll do the legwork to get these folks help.
I know you kind of got nervous when I asked that question, but here's the thing.
I don't like talking about myself.
I know, but here's the thing. I
talking
need
about
people to
myself.
understand.
I don't like being out
It
there
is out there.
Yeah.
And you're not just talking the talk, you're walking the walk.
Sure.
You're looking at two individuals that have been through trauma. We've worked through it. By all means, don't sit there and think that we're perfect and we know what's going on every day of our life. We wake up with issues as well. But we're blessed enough to know where to go to get that release. Where the resources are to get the help that we need. We as first responders and veterans, we are so used to taking care of other individuals we forget to take care of ourselves. Asking for help, seeking help is not a sign of weakness. That is a sign of strength. And I need you all to know that we have those resources available to you to sit there and reach out and get it. I do not want to sit there and lose another individual because they felt someone did not care or was not forthcoming with information on how to get the help. So please reach out. There's no need for that number to continue when we have those resources there.
No, I agree. I mean, I wouldn't be sitting here today if I didn't have it literally, beaten into me by almost dying in my car accident. And I'm stubborn, I'm thick-headed, but when my head had to get sewn back together at Penn State trauma,
it's a wake-up call.
Well, that was my last wake-up call. I mean, I had a lot of wake-up calls, I had a lot of opportunities, and I blew past all of them thinking, that all the things, right? No one cares. And if they did care, I shouldn't be complaining, and I'm fine, and this is just all part of it, right? And it wasn't until it was forced, right, on me, and then I became willing. I certainly wouldn't be, sitting here today. So this isn't a story or a success story or a clinic or a foundation based on I've had it all figured out all along, and no, this is me feeling very appreciative every single day that I still get to wake up after that accident.
Yes.
For me, I'm on borrowed time because I really shouldn't have survived it. And and since then, I just, like you said, Reggie, I want to make sure that other people don't have to go through the level of suffering and mistakes that I went through. And so if we can help them 100%, being with you in the foundation, all the stories, all the events, all the people stepping up in the community, it's all part of my healing process. You're right, in the sense that it's not that we have it figured out and that we're perfect to this day. And no, I mean, what we've gone through and what people go through sticks with us for our entire lives after it. But I promise you, every person that comes up and says thank you, every person that comes out to an event, every person that shares their story has been part of my journey towards healing, and I am appreciative of every single individual that has stopped out and supported, and every dollar that has come in. All of that has made my day-to-day journey since that accident all that more meaningful. And so I couldn't do it without you. We couldn't do it without our community, and that's just what we're doing, right? And so anybody else wants to be part of it, obviously we're here. We'll continue to find, and if other people find meaning and purpose in their own healing journey, to share that. I mean, that's what I think is the beautiful thing about healing is part of it is using one of my favorite quotes, right, is the school of suffering graduates exceptional scholars, right? And so if someone out there is going through something or has experienced something and is questioning why did I have to go through this, or why is this a thing, maybe your why, maybe your purpose is to share that and help another human being. And I get to do that every single day at the clinic. I get to do that every single day as a first responder, and I get to do that every single day with you through this foundation. And it helps bring my life purpose and meaning. So if we can be part of that, you know how to reach out to us. And how do we reach out to us, Reggie? Let's wrap this bad boy up.
What you want to do?
Let's wrap it up. It got too emotional.
What, Unheard Heroes? You know what?
Shut it down. We're shutting it down.
No. I'm going to say this. Heroes Unheard. We're out there. We have a podcast. We have a foundation page that's out there. But I need you to remember, nothing changes unless something changes. That's the bottom line in life. Nothing changes unless something changes.
Well, let's be the change. So you can reach out to us on our Facebook page, Heroes Unheard Foundation, to keep in check with all the events that we have and updates of upcoming things and different ways, upcoming ways that you can volunteer or donate. You can follow us on our podcast page, Heroes Unheard Podcast. If you need anything, you can reach out to us at either of those websites, foundation@heroesunheard.org. You can follow us at contact us at podcast@heroesunheard.org, and make sure that you check out those links for those great donations. Thanks, everybody.
We got some theme music.
Look at it, man.
Yes, that's nice.
There he is.
That's a great picture.
There he is.
Oh no!